Alrighty, welcome back. What is up, guys? Evan Aldo here, giving you an update after all the chaos this afternoon. Um, Very bizarre, obviously. I could say about that is like your account got hacked, and then 5 seconds later it got unhacked, and that's what the hacker posts. I don't know, but it doesn't make sense. Whoever was behind this, whoever had this idea to post that, whether it was a hacker or not. I don't know. Just very bizarre. Anyway, let's get into what's going on right now. So, essentially, still in some longs on that. I'm waiting for outcomes to come on. If you guys want more info on that, link in the description below for the Discord. Also, excuse me. Tomorrow night, not later, but like probably 7, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do a meeting in the Discord. You guys can ask me questions and all that in the Discord. So check that out, link down below. And yeah, basically hitting off at this point on Bitcoin, 45.6 came down. He rejected very harshly off of almost 48K. Bull div now printing on the 30-minute. I do kind of would think that you could get another trigger wave and potentially come up to this major pocket right around 48K. I do think that's pretty likely. When we were jumping up here today on the live stream, I had a trade in, set the stop loss a little above my entry point. I was like 5K in profits up here, $50 away from first take profit on FAIRDESK, and then got stopped out in profit for $100 profit. So obviously a little depressing, but that's part of the game. It's fun. There's other trades I've been in. It's you're not gonna always make a killing every single day. Sometimes you might, but that's kind of how it is. It's a slow and gradual way to slowly make money if you know what you're doing. And if you guys want to check out FAIRDESK, link down below. We do the $100 giveaway once every week for one person who signs up, deposits any amount with my link. We'll get that. The other exchanges down below are great as well. So moving on to like kind of macro, green dot in the 5-day confirms in 21 hours. That looks pretty good. Money flow VWAP coming up on the weekly right here. That looks pretty good. 2-day looks like somewhat of continuation. And yeah, that's kind of coming up with the money flow. And then hopefully holding this area, like I mentioned, hopefully holding this area. So I think there's a decent shot we could keep going. Now, if we lose this kind of pocket, if we make a lower low than here, then you're looking at, 43.7. Very, kind of making higher highs. If you follow this general pattern, generally you'd come up more, making higher highs, trend is your friend, all that. So yeah, moving on to Ethereum, which is really important to talk about right now because Ethereum was making lower lows, depressing lower lows against Bitcoin, all us ETH fans and all that, just, crying over here. But then all of a sudden, after the ETF was approved on SEC Twitter, jumps up. So what does that potentially tell us for the future? After the Bitcoin ETF is approved, potentially that's when ETH finally really starts to jump against Bitcoin, because what's next? What's after the spot Bitcoin ETF gets approved? The Ethereum spot ETF. That would be the next logical thing. Yellow X is coming on these time frames. 3 LXs. I mean, on the 5-day, I think once you get the next bull div, hopefully that'll be it. This was a big jump up. A big jump up, which is pretty good. That's a potential bottom signal, so that's pretty good. ETH, I'm strong on. I hope we could keep going. I like the 12-hour. I like the green dot right here. Coming up with a view up on the 4-day, 3-day, like I mentioned. If we break up from here, theoretically, 2,500 is probably a big psychological area, but then you're looking at 27 in this area right there. So that would be pretty crazy. And that's about a 20% jump up from where we are right now. So that is exciting if we can get there. If we can get there. Now, bearish case is, we got to break above these areas first. We may reject. And bear div on your 15. Yeah, bear div. So we are rejecting right now. We'll see what we can do. I kind of am more in the bull camp that we could jump up, follow the trend, potentially 2,500, and then to these areas, which would be really, really fun, especially, like I mentioned, if ETH continues to outperform Bitcoin, which I'm hoping it does. So that's really exciting. Do have a really good ETH setup in the Discord for this breakout. Moving on to just a few others that I wanted to mention. Cardano came down. This one wasn't looking as good as I kind of hoped, but I do think on some of these altcoins, short term, reverse head and shoulders, break back up to potentially 57 cents, potentially these areas, hit your technical target as you kind of came down. Your technical target was, I think you kind of hit it exactly here if we want to. Okay, a little bit more than exactly, but 47, 46 cents, now kind of jumping up, recovering. If you do lose this level right here, you're probably going to mess with this, come back down to 45. So keep that in mind. But I do like the trigger wave kind of forming on the 2-day. And overall, Cardano already had a 30% correction. In the bull runs, typically 30, 40% corrections, typically healthy. So yeah, I do kind of like that. MATIC, another one that I really like. This one I am in a trade at the moment, which I think has a good shot of doing pretty well here. Kind of out of this formation that we're looking at right here is going to be, up to around 90 cents, potentially back up to these wicks, these areas up here. Could be the next thing for MATIC. If we look at some of the larger time frames, the grand scheme of it, rejected from that area, but hitting off pretty nice over here. And on the daily, you may get another kind of green dot wave, trigger wave right there, bringing you back up. MATIC's been lagging behind a little bit. I think it could kind of creep back up. I like some of these trigger waves, especially on the 4-hour. So there. Yeah. And yeah, trend reversal to the downside. I feel like this one might not be as bearish as that one right there. So that's what I'm looking at. Last but not least, I don't know. Meme coin. This looks kind of cool. Can't even believe I'm talking about this. Trigger wave on the hourly. For the degens out there, it might be able to come up a little bit more. Somebody told me to buy this, so it does look kind of good, but you know how it goes with meme coins. You may get a jump up. You may get a jump up. Don't get too uppity with this on COQ. Okay, be careful. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the Discord down below if you guys are interested, and check out FAIRDESK down below. And Zoomex is great, MEXC is great, zero limit fees on MEXC with my link, and BitMart is great as well. Have a good one, guys. Goodbye.